What's going on, guys? This is Leader635 on Jimmy Master Animatronics, and I have a buttload of reviews that I may actually end up doing, but for now, we'll keep it centered on the topic of the video. These are the animated, as I call them, of course, flower dancers. Now, why do I call them like that? Because these mechanisms are mostly used in dancing flowers. Now, they're also used in black Jamaican dudes, in dancing ladybugs and ducks, and many other things. I've actually had. I don't lie when I say that I had tons when I was little. I had flowers. I had like a cat that had like the same spinning neck, and I had a bunch of these black dudes. I had 2 or 3 of these particular ones. Now this is a new generation, so ignore the mere fact that it's not the exact same one. It actually has a much more different and much more shinier cloth for the skin. The glasses are actually black glasses, and they're differently shaped, and it doesn't have those little silver points that the original ones have, because as far as I recall, the original ones, I think Crazy Hippo has one, and it's called the Dancing Rock Jamaica toy, but here they would always come with this tag that would say TS, and it would have like a much thicker glasses, and they would have like blue, inner glasses, basically. Then the ducks, which we have an old generation and a new generation, I think. I'm gonna go and show that in a bit, but right before that, I'll begin. This is my very first. This is my first. Let's just say that the one I got first out of all of these. This one I got it in 2015, and it's a Valentine's dancing flower made by TS Toys. Yeah, right here. Can finally show what TS is like. And it doesn't really have a date as far as I'm aware of. Nope, it doesn't. It does have a few like battery things, but basically this one sings a song by the Carpenters, which I think it's called Every Shalala or something like that. It's pretty much a song that is overused in animatronics right now. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put batteries in it. It uses 3 AA batteries, and it has an on-off switch. Now this one is clap controlled, this one is button pressed, it works with a button, so do these two, but each one has a difference. These two have an on-off switch, and you can, turn them off and on, and they're clap censored. This one, you cannot turn it off once you push it, and those two you can. So I'll go ahead and put batteries into the first one. So, here we go. And of course, just by snapping your fingers, it begins right over. Now, this one moved a whole lot slower before, but it's just because there's actual, I think it was a diode or something. There were a couple resistors actually making the motor slower just for it to be in sync with the song, but in all honesty, this is not what it needs. And of course, here's the price that I paid for it a few years back. 120 Argentinian pesos, which it would be around, I think it would be around $6 or so. Nothing bad. I got this one at Chinatown, by the way. I forgot to say that. Now I'm gonna pause the video real quick and get a screwdriver. Now this one. Ooh, where am I supposed to begin? What the fuck? Sorry about that. This is not the original flower, but I'll go ahead and say a few things about this one. I used to have this exact same Ladybug when I was around 7 or 8 years old. It was around 2007 when I got this one for the very first time, and the original one that I had was off-centered. It was actually bent, so it would wiggle so much I would have to hold it because it would do this and it would fall. Now, this one I got it back in 2016. It was December of 2016, and I was so happy that I saw it in a Chinese store. The original flower was supposed to be a paper rose, which it got fucked up once I I washed the skin and everything because the skin was dirty. And this one did have an issue, believe it or not. This one's gear was actually split. It uses an A-tooth gear, and at the time, I was so happy to find it and everything that I ended up putting a brass metal A-tooth gear. So this thing is guaranteed not to break any fucking more. So I want it to break right now. I want that fucking gear to split. Anyways, this one's made by Woody Toys, and if you guys can see, yeah, the tag is this color. This is how it's supposed to be. It's Woody Trading Inc. City of Industry, Canada. No, not Canada. California, USA, I think it is. And here's the whole thing. Of course, they removed the price, but I literally paid $4 for it. So you guys will not believe how happy I was to find it in a random store. I still thank goodness that I was, able to find it. Because I ran to my dad and told me, hey, can you lend me some money? Yeah, sure. Boom. Bought it for $4 and I can't regret it. I just don't regret it. Anyways, as I've said, all of these use 3 batteries. This one doesn't have a switch and has the classic press on-off tag, which also got worn out. You cannot turn it off once you push it, so get ready. Oh, by the way, I forgot. It sings Barbie Girl. I love it so much. A little side story about this one. This one I actually received it in January of 2007. I'm pretty sure it was 2007 because I think it was either the first or the last year. No, it was the first year we went to a certain place called Mar Chiquita. And we went to a hotel and everything. And I do recall my grandma playing this for letting me hear the music it played. And I did not know it was Barbie Girl at the time. So I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I love it. And that was the time, of course, 2007. It was December of 2006, I think it was. When... Yeah, I think it was December of 2006 when I first got the Singing in the Rain dog. Either that or 2007. As I've said, right now my whole memory is messing up. But I'm pretty sure that it was one... Because it was my very first Singing in the Rain dog. And I do recall that the Singing in the Rain dog was actually something from 2007. I think it was 2007. It was the beginnings of 2007. Never mind. It was 2007, I think. Fuck. You know what? Forget about it. Forget what I just said. It was like that. I just don't remember the time. But my grandma got it, and I originally wanted her to buy me one that was exactly like this one, but it was a B. Because there's 2 versions, believe it or not. There's 2 versions, and I think there's 4 variants, because there's this one that sings Barbie Girl, then there's one like this that sings Yellow Rose of Texas, and then, of course, there's the exact... No, I'm wrong. There's actually 3 versions of each. There's a version that sings Barbie Girl, there's a version that sings Yellow Rose of Texas, and then there's one that sings Bingo, like, B-I-N-G-O. There's the same thing with the B. The B is, believe it or not, the exact same thing, only that this is yellow, and that's practically the whole difference. Maybe the flower, the color of the flower, but that's practically it, so, yeah. Next one. The next one we have is a black dude, or a Rasta dude, or African American dude, so that this video doesn't get censored by some stupid-ass sensitive people. Believe it or not, a video of ours got flagged because it was, I think it was the Jingle Jugs. It got flagged because, I don't know, it's just a stupid novelty item. I really don't know why it would get flagged, but that goes off the topic. Anyways, I got this one in 2017, which of course it was last year. And it's a newer generation of one that I used to have. Now, when I was little, I used to have tons of these black dudes. Tons of them. I used to have boys, girls, ones that would play one that would play bongos, one that would play a red guitar and would sing Who Let the Dogs Out. I even have a picture right here. This is my grandma. This is, believe it or not, this is one that I had in 2008 or 9. And it's one of those rapping ones. This one would sing Primetime Sex Crime, and it would dance like the cows and all the other crazy animals of back then. I had tons of them. I loved these guys. I don't know why it's so hard to find them right now, but I used to have a lot. Rapping ones. These, it was just great. Of course, this one's kind of censored because originally, the original version of these would have, as I've said before, thicker glasses that would be a bit more square shaped. They were not like this curved. They were actually straight here. It had blue glasses. It was a little bit different on the skin and on the, because it was a bit more rougher of a texture, but the hat is still the same. It would have a marijuana leaf right here. Yeah, believe it or not, it would actually have like a little green stamp of a marijuana leaf. And these right here, all of this plush would be actually covered up by stripes of little silver, I call it like confetti circles, but they were all glued around like that. Sadly, this is not a new gen, and it's not an old gen, I mean, and it's nowhere near that. But I guess it's worth showing anyway. Alright, so here we go. There's many variations of these things. This one in particular is the probably most known one, which is the one that sings Love Machine. But there's a Row the Boat one, like one that sings Row, Row, Row the Boat. Then there's a girl one that actually has the oh shit. Let me talk, damn it. There was one with the cigar in the mouth that was a girl. I used to have that one too. There's one with a orange shirt. There's one with a white shirt. But as I've said, most of those tend to be the old gens. I know there's one with a white shirt of these because I've actually seen it. I know there's a girl one too, so they might still produce them, but only not as well detailed because, of course, how can I explain this, okay? How can I explain this for people not to get offended? Back then, there was not really that much of a sensibility, you know? So these things did have a marijuana leaf and maybe a few other details, but right now, people get so offended by things, they can literally sue companies just because of that. So, you know, I mean, yeah, the cigar, you can say, yeah, it's a regular cigar, but we all know what this is supposed to be, of course. Not trying to be racist or, you know, have any sort of not trying to, like, prejudge things, but you guys know this is supposed to be a marijuana cigar. At least that's what the original one of this one used to be. But, you know, it's just because people tend to get more offended. That's usually what happened throughout the years. I mean, yeah, it's a usual thing. By the way, forgot to show this. The ice is pretty high. Anyway, here we go. And of course, snapping your fingers or tapping on the floor sets it right again. There you have it. Believe it or not, this is the only... Oh, that reminds me. Speaking about Love Machine animatronics, I used to have a total of around 3 or 4 animatronics that would sing this song when I was little. A flower. I used to have like a green dinosaur that would have a neck. It would basically be like these ducks where the neck would completely twist and play Love Machine. I used to love that goddamn thing. And then, of course, this one. As I've said, these are pretty nostalgic because these are the one of the main kinds of animatronics that I used to love as a kid. Because, of course, there's been layers of my childhood. There were layers where everything was fine, you know, 2006, 2007, then 2008, 2009. I started liking more those animatronics that would stand on 2 feet. And from there, it all just went like that. Anyways, we're going with the second one. Not the second one, the one of the ones that I got this year. I got this one This is one of the only ones, literally the only one that doesn't have a battery cover. This is a singing duck made by Woody Toys, and I actually have one that was rebranded because this is made by Woody Toys. Funny thing is that they kept the tag from the bottom and... No, not Woody Toys. No, 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 no. I didn't say anything. This was Woody Toys. Forget what I just said. Fifi Toys. It's P-H-I. I don't know if it's really noticeable. It's P-H-I, Fifi Toys. It should say it somewhere. It doesn't say it, but it is Fifi Toys. I mean, I can tell by the logo type. This is the P, the H, and the I. So basically, Fifi Toys or P-H-I. That's how you pronounce it, all right. Fifi Toys used to be a pretty well-known brand back then. Because it was somewhat not really an old brand. For me, it technically was a newer brand, but it's a brand that appeared around the mid 2000 and I'd say 7 or 8, and I actually do have another animatronic from that brand. That's why I'm going up here. I'm gonna soon review this one, but I just want to show the logo type. This is how the logo type looks like. Fifi Toys. Now, this is a Valentine's one, so it's supposed to be Fifi Love, but I'm gonna show this one soon. Don't worry. And anyways, just a preview of the things I gotta show still. There's a ton of things that I gotta show. Anyway, that's basically the, I just wanted to show the logo type so you guys can actually understand how it is. And these two sing a parody of Stupid Cupid, which is, of course, sang in quacks. It's literally, they're quacking the whole song. But they do have differences, as this one's older, and the funny thing is, I'll go ahead and actually mention this. This used to be owned by a girl called Alma Cuenca, apparently. Right there. Yeah, literally. This one, I believe it's the older generation, and I actually did see one of these at the store once. It has a darker hair, and the eyes actually have a brown iris, okay? You guys see the brown surrounding, just like any other plushie eye? It's not completely black, it's actually brown in the surrounding. While this one has a much lighter one, and it has completely black eyes. This is much crappier eyes. Now, this one has a different bow, or bow tie I think it is called, than this one. And of course, the whole thing is different. The skin is much brighter. The skin for this also changed. In this one, it's much rougher, and in this one, it's just much softer. The arms are actually posable. They're wires. Now, if you guys want to know how these work, how all of these basically work, it's pretty simple. These are basically a little like a tube, and there's like a spinning stick that is bent in the inside, and that's basically what makes them do that weird ass movement they have, that twisting movement. So yeah, it's, as I've said, it's a pretty weird mechanism, but I'm pretty sure some Grave Ravers or some other animatronics had it, because in fact, I used to have one that was like a Grave Raver, but it was a generic one. If I ever get it again, I'll make sure to make a video of it. But it had that for the arms. Anyways, with this one. Yep, pretty short activation, but still. And the funny thing is that I got this one in a fair a few Sundays ago. Actually, 1 or 2 months ago, believe it or not. And just that exact same day, I remembered that in a drugstore nearby my house, they had one. They also had one. And I never really bothered buying it because, you know, those toys are there forever. I mean, most of their animatronics... Who am I kidding? Most my ass. All of them. I was the one who bought them. I was the one who bought a sidestepper frog, a spinning frog, a turtle that I ended up scrapping for parts, and this one. They were all made by this company, which is Masquerima. And of course, it has a pretty neat introduction, which it says, I'll go ahead and introduce it for you. Many years later, the teddy bears of Masquerima, keep being a symbol of feelings of love and happiness. No, and friendship, I mean. Love and friendship. As these are designed to make you fall in love, once you try them, you'll not stop hugging them. Who wants to give me a hug? Yeah, nobody wants to hug the ugly duckling. I'm sorry. Just had to do that pun. But yeah, anyways, as I've said, here it says love, here it says friendship, and here's the other tag, which it says a little bit about the website and the the materials and everything. But I'll go ahead and change the batteries. Well, this is the other one, and I forgot to say this. This one has a much better audio quality. It must be related to the speaker, but as I've said before, this one I got it in a drugstore that it's been through at least from 4 to 5 years in there, and I was the one fucker who got it. Of course, it's been so many times there that, I know that place, and I know they used to make fried things. They used to, fry, I don't know. They used to make, Milanese sandwiches and all that shit, and of course, that cooking oil smell got all over this. It ain't really that bad, and I'm pretty sure that if I keep it outside for a while, it's going to just go out. But yeah, as I've said before, same posability in the arms, a much more dark orange than the other one. And as I've said before, these do have a bunch of differences. Like, this is some sort of orange fluo, I would say, and this is a slightly darker orange. But here we go. I'd say peach orange. So there you have it. There's another version of this one that's like a tie-dye duck that has this exact same fur, but it sings "This is the way we wash our clothes," which in fact is the same recording of my very first animatronic ever. If I ever end up getting it, I'll go ahead and make sure that I show it in the channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the 5 flower dancers that I own, and I hope you guys have seen a few of these before, because as I've said, I used to have a bunch. I used to have a flower that would sing "Hello, Hello, Hello," flower that would sing "Sister, Sister." Then I used to have one that would sing a lot. There was a lot of versions when I was little, and I'd like to regain a few of them because they were pretty damn cool. It's because this is not the standard one. This is actually a much newer one that has a pretty crappy wrapping, because of course it's a Valentine's sort of. But the original ones used to have a plushy, like a plush base, a plush brown base that would simulate a pot. And I do recall there was even some that would be like 2 little worms, like 2 little caterpillars or 2 little flowers that would sing "I Got You, Babe." One was big, the other one was small. Man, those were the times. Those, 2005, 6, 7, those were the times when these things ruled. They ruled the fucking Chinese stores, the bazaars, and everything. Man, I'd like to go back to those years. Those years were just beautiful. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and bye.